Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Old Big Jim coming at y'all from the Barlow Observation Group located in South Mississippi. Y'all, it's getting chilly. Woke up this morning and I see it's probably about I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock. But the video today is I've been teasing y'all with it for a week or more, and but the tease is over, guys. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna title this video "Barlow Madness" with a semicolon or whatever you call them, two little dots, colon, and it's gonna say Tuper Tuesday. And Tuper Tuesday is a hashtag brought to all of us by Brother Tom at Knife Delights. Brother Tom, I want you to know that you and your wife both know that y'all are still in our prayers, our prayers, I hope. Life gives us a bag of lemons, and all you can do is make lemonade. Either whether you put sugar in it or whatever. So, shout out to Tom at Nice Delights. Now, Barlow Madness. What is Barlow Madness? Well, I hashtag that on a lot of different comments and stuff. Barlow Madness is a $4.99 Barlow that you pulled off and I don't have an example of one, but I have them. You pull it off a little card in the hardware store, and you pay $4.99 for it, and you walk out. And when you get home with it, your daddy gets mad, and he probably breaks the tip off of it, gives it back to you, and tells you not to waste your money no more. Well, those knives are selling for $25 to $65 on eBay now. I mean, that's madness. But that's the economy. That's the attraction of those knives. Now, that same knife is being produced today by Imperial in China. It has plastic covers. The OG ones are Delrin, good high quality Delrin. I have probably 7 or 8 of them. I might even sell a few of them, and most of them are marked Imperial with USA on the right side, and I think Providence across the bottom. And like I say, some of those are selling for. I may put 4 or 5 of them up on my eBay store. Barlow Brigade Blades, by the way, y'all, and there's some. I put, since Ellaville is over, I started putting all the good stuff on there. I tried to sell some of it, trade it, and I kept all that available in case I needed to do any trades. But anyway, while I was in Ellaville, I met an individual, and the first knife that we're gonna talk about today is a Barlow, and I got it from this man right here, Mr. Dan Edwards. Okay, now, all I've known about Mr. Dan Edwards, other than the fact that he has Barlow Madness, is that he gifted me a knife that I'm going to show y'all. It's part of my eye candy I got set up here on the thing after we get turned around here. But he handed me a pocket knife at Ellaville, and it is part 1 of the Tuper Tuesday. So, and then I'll give you a little story about the knife. I misspoke yesterday when I was talking about the Valor pocket knife. Actually, the slimline trapper that he gave me is an Omar. And that's an acronym. I'm not sure what, I know I've looked it up, but my memorator just doesn't tell me right now exactly what it is. But let me get this thing turned off, and then we'll start looking at the tabletop, and we'll go over I got 2 pieces of eye candy up there, and then we'll go into the knives that the knife that I got from Mr. Dan Edwards. Okay, y'all hang tight. All right, everybody, here we go. We're looking at the Barlow. This is Barlow, the big bag, #1. These are my Rough Rider Colonial. There's a Colonial from Cornbread. I got that one from Make Cutlery Great Again. Got that from Stan's Cutlery Universe, eBay. Brother Rex gave me that mother of pearl. There's a Remington. There's a Charade. There's the brown bone, a vintage green Appaloosa, carbon steel, saw cut jig bone. Y'all find that one. There's a bluegill. There's a stainless steel yellow Delrin, marbles, single blade saw cut, marbles, single blade tortoise shell. And moving on over here, we got there's a Russell. There's a Charade gifted to me by Brother Chuck down at Briar Patch Blades. There's a 1930s yellow Delrin Remington. There's a Queen. There's a I brand. That's I don't really know. That's a Rough Rider Reserve. There's a Colonial. That's not a clamshell now. That's the real deal. Robeson. Western, I think. No, Camillus. There's a K-Bar. I believe that is a Ulster. No, that's a Western. No, I don't know. There's the Ulster. That's the one off the tobacco can. There's the Western. Down here is my Saber Bone. All the Saber Bones. I got the clip point. I got the sheep's foot. Got another clip up point. Got another clip point. You know, there's Baron Sun. That beautiful rosewood. There's a Baron Sun. The one I did dyed it yellow with a easy open razor. And there's a gift from Brother Tim over at that bearded knife guy. So anyway, there's Barlow bag. This is where I came to get the knives that were in the show today. So I love y'all. Everybody, last year at Ellaville, Mr. Dan Edwards walked up to a friend of mine, an associate at Deep South. His name is Heath Warrencliffe, and handed him a pocket knife and told him to make sure that old Big Jim got it. So, and he did. I got a call from Preacher Billy Ray Bond. He said, I got something for you. I went down there. It was an anvil box, and the only thing in it was this slimline trapper that I got gifted to me from Mr. Dan Edwards. Now then, y'all see how I'm getting that tang stamp in there, right? That is because Dan Edwards is the CEO, COO, and chief enabler at Tang Stamp, at the Tang Stamp Mafia. He not only does he get me, but I want y'all to look. Okay, Japanese steel. Okay, that's all I can tell you. I'm not gonna try to tell you anything else. Look at that, Delrin Easy Open. Here at the Barlow Brigade, that's it don't get no better than that, gentlemen. Okay, that's the real deal right there. Ooh, let me get it in there just a little bit. Ooh, ain't that pretty? Over here on this part of the deal, y'all know it's Barlow Madness. So what we got here? We have the Deep South Knife Club knife in my birth year, 1956, and that's a 4-inch Baron Sun sheepfoot Barlow stainless steel blade. But y'all look at that. Ooh-wee! Don't that pretty. Okay? There ain't nothing else I can say about that, y'all. Except all you gotta do is get in there. If our show is gonna be on the 17th and 18th of April this year. If you're within driving distance, I suggest you be there. There's a growing list of YouTubers that are going to be there. Everybody, I think, from the Knife Doctor to Harold Terry to the bearded knife guy, they all going to try to get in there where they fit in there. All right, well, I cut up my notes, but we'll go ahead and use it anyway. The Barlow in question is one of these bad boys right here. That's a Tree brand, German made Barlow. This one is in Delrin. All right. The pattern numbers for those are 462, which is a spear point, the 493, which is a clip point, the 494, which is the easy open, or the razor blade. You know, it's got an easy where a catch on your hem of your pants. And there is a 495, which is a sheep's foot. And then there is a 496, and some say a 497, but I've never seen either one of those. So that's why there's a question mark out there. So like I just showed y'all, this is right out of the Barlow book, and I'm gonna take y'all in there in a minute. I think and give y'all a look at one of the Barlow books. I got Barlow book 1 and 2. This is one that I got, and this is the 493. Okay, this is made in Germany. Soligen. Okay, Delrin handle, saw cut, just a beautiful, beautiful pocket knife. Okay, got you. Little pin blade. Well, let me get that open. You don't know how old Big Jim is. I can't do nothing looking through that camera. It's got a long nail nick on it. No, it don't. Got a bird's eye. Anyway, there's the little clip blade. Okay, so y'all got that down, right? Okay. We're gonna close that bad boy up. Half stop. Good snap. Now the second one I'm gonna share with y'all is the custom. It's the same exact knife, but this one was a little wonky. So I sent it up there to Kodiak Edge, G. Gordon Holman, the G-Man. Okay, this one probably needs a little rub. You know, it's got folder rot, but it's a single blade now, and it's the exact same knife as the one I just showed y'all with the spear point, the 493. Good half stop, great snap, beautiful knife. All right, at Ellaville, Dan Edwards walks up to me and says, "Hey, Big Jim, how you doing?" I'm okay. I said, and I kind of squinted my eyes. He said, "Dan Edwards," and I went, "Oh, wow," because the only pictures that I have of Dan Edwards is on his profile, and it's the picture of a striking young man. Not that he's not now. It's just let's say he's like me. He has entered into his golden years, and he had a hat on, and he was selling pocket knives. And for some reason, there's some football team over there in Georgia. I won't get into that. I love you, Brother Dan. LSU. LSU. Anyway, him and his friend were over there set up selling knives. So I only got one chance to get out from behind the counter. And when I did, I went down there and made sure that I gave him a hug and a handshake and took care of that business. And that's really the only other than going to the bathroom, that's the only reason I left my booth for the entire 9 hours I was at Ellaville. But he walked up and handed me this guy right here. Ooh, now this is bone, okay? This ain't no Delrin. Y'all look at the saw cut on that son. Now, has that pin been worked? I don't know. I really don't know. Don't care. I mean, this is gonna go into the Barlow bag, the good one. A little snap on the bottom right there, but look at here. Here's your payoff. This is the I know I can get it in there, brother. This is the 492. Now I told y'all, and sharp, man. I handed this to Harold Terry, and the first thing he did was check the sharpness on it. And him and A-Dub both went, Lord have mercy. So, Brother Dan, I don't know how you sharpen a knife, but you had at least three YouTubers sitting right there going, Lord, man, how did he get it that sharp? So, good snap. Got the, get it open. Got the old pen blade. I mean, this is good, all good. Good blade. I don't know what, like I say, I don't know if he bought it like this, restored it to this condition. I'm thinking he restored it to this condition. But Lord, look at there. Looky. This will forever be in the Barlow bag. This will ever be part of my collection. This is not going anywhere. One of my heirs or somebody that buys my estate will have this knife. Next person that gets it, touches it, or uses it, or carry it. So that's just FYI for y'all. All right, guys. We're going to step it up a notch. I'm going to stop this and do a little setup. Drink me a little cup of coffee, a little piece of coffee, and then I'll come back. But before we go, I want to share y'all this box right here. And I got the bottom of it covered up on purpose. Okay, it says limited edition Robertson Sure Edge pocket knife, Cutlery USA. Okay, so when we get back, we're going to talk about this knife, and this knife is going to lead to the knife that made me cry. All right, everybody. When we left, I showed y'all a box, and this is the box that I showed y'all. And the reason I covered up the bottom of it is it says Queen Cutlery Company, Titusville, PA. And this was a knife. The best of my ability, this knife was made sometimes before, and if y'all hear something crazy in the background, it's my cats trying to open the door. They do not like it when I shut those double doors. And they'll get it open in a minute, but you'll hear one of them. But anyway, in that box was the knife that's sitting up there on that case display right there. Now, it don't come out to play. Not very often. Only on special occasions, and today certainly is a special occasion because I have its outside double cousin brother-in-law sitting on the table here, and we'll get into that in a minute. That knife was gifted to me by none other than Aaron Williams. Okay, and we're not gonna share the podium with Brother Aaron. Okay, and I hated putting it on them magnets. I hated even touching those magnets, but I wanted to display it for y'all. I'm gonna reach up here and get it. Okay, it clearly says right there, Robertson Mastercraft, one of 200. So this is a limited to. There's only 200 of these out there. I've never seen another one. It says on the tang stamp right there, get it in focus. Pretty sure that says Sure Edge. Let me make sure. It does. It says Robertson Sure Edge USA. Okay. And on the other side, it says Robertson Sure Edge, and then USA on the clip blade, and then right here it says Queen Cutlery, Titusville, PA. Now then, this is a very, very special piece in my collection, guys. Look at the saw cut bone. See the circular saw cuts in that. Got a little veining right there. And then on this side, y'all look at that. Look how fine that saw cutting is right there. See, depending on the speed that they're running this bone through there, depends on that. So this was run at a very slow speed. I mean, a very fast speed. And this was this on a slow speed, and this was run a little faster. But they both have character. You can see the fixtures, the I don't know, the graining of the bone in there. Anyway, super nice piece. But the reason that I showed that was because of the knife that I'm fixing to show y'all. And this was handed to me at Ellaville. When the gentleman handed it to me, he said, "I'm gonna make you cry." And I was so busy. I had so much going on. I didn't really. I looked at it and went, "Oh," and I said, "Well, that's way different from the, they have the Queen Barlows that have the internal springs, and I have one of those. It's a sheep's foot. But that Mr. Thomas, Brother Thomas, Mr. Thomas, down at the that pocket knife super center emporium, whatever you want to call it, his complex. And I got it. It's been in this sheath. I was gifted this sheath by Jerry Phillips, and this knife went immediately in there. Okay, Jerry Phillips can't beat us, and it's, you can see he's hanging out there. I ain't forced it in there, but I want y'all to look. I just want y'all to look. Y'all look at the milk on that bad boy. Look at the see how it got a little faster, but see it's also got that bone, that was in the bone. They do this saw cut to smooth the bone off, make it easier to work with. A lot of people think they do it for decorations, but they, that bone could be all kind of wavy, so they take that saw cut and run it through there to make it smooth, where when they pile the knife, y'all look at that milk. Lordy, what's old Big Jim gonna do with himself? Now, and there's no box with this, and all that's gonna be quite evident in a minute, okay? But the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna set that down there and let y'all stare at it while okay? And it wasn't until I've got a secret dispatch, a dossier was sent to me by the pocket knife guy, by carrier pigeon from Florida to Mississippi, and this is the document right here. And I'm going to read y'all about this knife. 1972, the Drake Well, Barlow. The maker was Queen Cutlery Company from Titusville, Pennsylvania, USA. The pattern is a traditional two-blade Barlow based on the Queen pattern number 22, which is a clip blade and a small spear pin. The model number on this is number 139, or the Drake Well Barlow, which is a unique model, not a standard catalog number. The year of issue was 1972 only. Okay, guys, let me give you a reference there. I was in the 10th grade. 10th grade, okay? 1 year, and it's a commemorative run. What does it commemorate? It's the 50th anniversary of the Queen City Cutlery. So that would be 1922 to 1972. The anniversary of the Drake Oil Well in Titus, Pennsylvania. The first successful commercial oil well in the U.S. The main blade is a clip blade. It has an etch on the blade of the Drake Well itself and the word Drake Well. Highly polished stainless steel. Source listed both ways, but Queen polished steel of the era. It is the secondary blade is a small spear pin. Same polish finish, strong snap, closed half stop, noted by dealers and collectors. The tank stamp is a unique Q that has 2022 on one side and has 1922 and 1972 on the tank stamp. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm old. Okay, the matching Q is on the front bolster. Okay, it is brown saw cut bone covers, not Delrin. a throwback to the early queen bone Barlows. If you'll remember the one that's on the stand, that's a throwback to that. Same knife. That knife was originally produced in the 20s by Robeson, which, if y'all go down that rabbit hole, man, Robeson, Cattaraugus, Queen, all of those companies in that area, I call it the New York Valley, are related in some way or another to the Case brothers or the Case family, whether it be through marriage or whatever. It's an intertwined. That's why I call it the New York Valley, because that valley starts in New York and goes all the way down through Pennsylvania. Anyway, I hope y'all understand that. The first, let's see, closed length is 3.5 inches. The main blade's 2.5 inches, and it weighs around 3 ounces. Nickel silver bolster, brass pin, brass liners. The first international collector limited edition knife from Queen Cutlery. Let me say that again. It is the first intentional collector limited edition knife from Queen Cutlery. A limited run of 3,600 knives was made in 1972, sold through local Titusville all-day festival and nationally via Ashuga Valley Outfitters. It was shipped. The reason there's no box is because they were shipped bulk pack in a standard hardware style 6-pack blue box, not a fancy individually boxed display. And those boxes, the blue boxes, are quite scarce. 1 year only bolster plus tang combo. The reason that it's collectible is that it is a 1 year bolster plus tang stamp combo. A unique model 139 separated it from the regular 22 Barlows. The bone handle versus Delrin, which was used on the production knife, and often described as the Grail. Let me say that again. The Grail Queen Barlow among traditional knife collectors. I don't think there's nothing. Okay, so that was the end of the dossier that was delivered by secret messenger. All right, well, let's look at it. Okay, you can see the etching right there. See the oil well? Okay, and it says Drake Well right above it. Oh, Lord. It says Drake Well right above it. The tang stamp, now it's hard to see because the 72 is down inside the bolster, but you can see it says Queen, and on this side it says 1922, and on this side it says 1972. There is boy, it's so good and sharp, it will cut you. There is the tang stamp, which is on the one that's on the bolster. Make sure I get that where it's focusing. But one side it says 1922, one side it says 1972. Y'all look at that bone. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Look at that. That's what we call that milk. That's this part right here. Lordy, Lordy, look at that. Look at the pity. Guys, it don't get no better than that. The mainspring is just slightly larger than the pin blade. I'll see that. Brass liners. And there's your unique part number right there, number 139, which this pattern is actually the 22 pattern. You know, if you bought a Barlow from this time period, it would have on it right here, it would say Queen Steel number 22. Okay, so just to give y'all a reference. All right, guys, 2 for Tuesday. Enough said, guys. Don't know what else to say. Just outstanding. And after I read that paper that came via secret courier, that's when I cried. Okay? I knew it was special. I knew it was different, but I had no idea about this. And y'all want to know the super duper inside story on this? When he bought that knife, there was 2 of them. So he picked up 2 of these at the same time. Man, Thomas Painter is a legendary resourcer of quality collectible pocket knives. He's the guy that he pulled out a folder in Ellaville that had some case knives that are tang stamped 25 cents and 50 cents. And he had the cream of the crop in traditional pocket knives. All of them standing around going, how much for that one? How much for that one? How much for that one? Of course, his response was not for sale. And I understand. If I had them, I wouldn't sell them. I wouldn't even have brought them to Ellaville. I left all my case and all that stuff at home because, first, I can't replace it. I'm not financially able to replace it. Everybody gives me snot about my China-made, my attitude on China-made this and China-made that. Look, guys, I get it. I got it. I have it. I don't care anymore. China, you know what China does? They send stuff over here that we can sell at a decent price. It's not all jacked up because our economy's crazy. And you got a $50 an hour union employee making a pocket knife that's not even sharp. Okay? So, anyway, see, I done did it again. All right, old Big Jim's going to get out of here. Now, it's very important that all y'all remember that to keep a Band-Aid handy. This is very important. Brother Billy Ray got cut tonight while he was doing his show, okay? So always keep a Band-Aid handy. Also remember that Jesus Christ is Lord of my life. That means devil, wrong spot, not going to happen, not going to do it here. And if I didn't mention to y'all, I've got one of my books laid out on the table, and between, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but somewhere in this video, I'm going to put a flyover of my books where I went and got these tree brand Barlows out, the ones that I shared with y'all. We were talking about Brother Dan Edwards. And finally, before I say anything else, thank you, Dan Edwards. Thank you, Thomas Painter. Thank you to all my family subscribers here. We're growing slowly, which is what I want. I'm not worried about getting 10,000 subscribers. I'm not going to do reviews. I'm not going to do all that stuff. I come here because of y'all, and I want y'all to remember that. Also know that Jesus Christ is Lord of my life. Always carry a sharp pocket knife, or rule number 9.
Вася, ты точно справишься?